Um, I'm afraid to start talking. I don't know where to start. I guess I will start somewhere in the middle. The truth is, I'm not sleeping well. Lighting a candle. Marriage is over and I still have to fucking live in this house with this fucking guy. This fucking guy. Tonight he dropped salmon on the floor and allowed me to eat the one that fell on the floor. I don't know, those of you who have a marriage or relationship that is completely broken down, you'll understand that maybe that's a small thing, but like it's the small things that end up being somehow the most egregious at the end. I don't know. The reality is I'm not sleeping. And it's not him. I've been coming to terms with facing repressed memories of childhood sexual abuse that was committed by my mother, who is a psychopath. She's a psychopath. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that to be hyperbolic. But it's like growing up in an active war zone with a psychopath. I don't mean a sociopath, I mean a psychopath. And it feels so good to say that out loud in the hearing of maybe one person. If one person can hear this, I almost don't even care if I'm believed. I just need to be heard and validated by the hearing or the witnessing tonight. My husband wants me to think that somehow I'm supposed to be grateful to him for paying for everything. Anyway, the point is that he refuses to acknowledge that the damage done to me was extensive, or that my mother is truly a psychopath. He thinks I'm exaggerating. He will not allow for any idea of repressed memories to be a thing. And I'll leave some links in the description if people are curious about it, but they are very much a real thing. And if you want to Google it, this would be to my husband or anyone like him. It's a very easy thing that since 1999, it has been proven in a court of law that repressed memories exist. If you're wondering why the camera's shaking, it's because I'm fostering 3 sweet little cats who are about 1 year old, and they're a delight and just a wonder, and damaged for sure. They've been neglected for about a year and haven't really been loved. They've been cared for. They've been at a shelter, and their siblings were adopted because they were more adoptable than these cats. She's letting me pet him. I wish I could turn the camera around, but it's not that easy in my setup here. Oh, baby, he's letting me pet him. He's sitting here, he's letting me pet him. This is huge, actually. They can tell that I'm upset. They can always tell when we're upset. Hi, Linky baby. Yes, you're a good boy. Thank you, Linky. Thank you, Winky Pinky. Yes, Winky Pinky. Yes, you Winky Pinky. You want to sit on me? Do you want to sit on me? I can't pick you up yet. I know. You good Inky Pinky. You a good Inky Pinky. Yes, you good Inky Pinky. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Thank you, Inky Pinky. His name is Link. Thank you, Inky Pinky. He's a good baby. Yes, you a good baby. You want to sit on me? You want to come and sit on me? Huh? Huh? Yes, you a good boy. Come here, buddy. It's okay. Anyway, I will stop complaining about my soon-to-be ex-husband. Boy, does it feel good to say that out loud. I highly recommend this format of confessional YouTube because is that a thing? Is that like a genre of YouTube? Because I think it should be. Would it fall into like the lifestyle vlogs, confessionals? I don't know. But suddenly I feel so much better, and I might even be able to sleep tonight. The flashbacks have been horrific and horrendous. My mother drugged me and sexually assaulted me. Not just alone. She involved others, and I don't really feel like talking about who those were, though I know who they are. I was not always unconscious, although I pretended to be because I was so terrified for my life that when I would come to and these things would be happening, I thought I was dying. So she left witnesses. If anybody wants to come forward, now would be a great time. They're all cowards because they all partook. They all partook. Fucking cowards. That's fine. I mean, whatever. I've been writing a lot about this on Medium.com, and I just roll my eyes because it's incredibly difficult to write about, and I would love to be able to make some kind of compensation because, as you can imagine, I don't know if you can imagine, because certainly my husband doesn't have the imagination to imagine. He thinks I'm being self-indulgent by I don't know, feeling this way. He thinks I'm indulgent. He doesn't want me to be in therapy anymore. It's hilarious. I really want to caution anybody, because he falls into this camp for sure. I want to caution anybody who thinks that they know what a victim should look like or sound like or act like, and that if somebody has the wherewithal to help themselves get into therapy, be strong enough to function in the world, even if in a moderately functional way, which I would argue mine's been at best moderate at times. That doesn't mean they haven't been victimized in the ways they said they have been. And when the accused says that I'm a liar, and certainly when I think the reason I'm taking to the internet tonight is because I just want to say that for anyone who has been a victim of sexual assault and sexual abuse, and both in my case, these things take place in the shadows. These things take place in the dead of night. And the people who commit them go to great lengths to silence the abused, the victim, to discount and diminish and build an entire narrative around their lives that will allow or make it so others don't believe them. And my husband has bought into the narrative that my family has of me. And for whatever reason, he feels that it's just more convenient or more comfortable to believe them than me. No, I'm sorry. He would say that he has demonstrated that he believes me. I guess in some small ways, but he still thinks that now I should just get over it. And now, repressed memories aren't really a thing. PTSD, not really such a thing for sexual abuse and sexual assault victims. So I'm going in circles because I'm venting, and it's a lot. It's just a lot, I'm avoiding the thing that I took to the internet to talk about, which was the PTSD is far worse at night, exponentially worse right now. And the sensations and the fear of dying, the fear for my life, and the feeling of being trapped, just trapped, with a scream at the center of my being, and the sights and the smells. Replay. And my mother is still alive, so she could easily see this and just take great pleasure in knowing of my anguish. But I will say this, Mother. I will say this. I'm telling the truth. And I know who you are now. I now know everything. You can hide all you want behind the lies, but I know you. Daughters know their mothers. I'm using a lens from a provider of refurbished and vintage lenses, and he's from the Ukraine. And I've bought lenses from him over the years, and his really are the best on eBay. And this one is, I think it's a most of the lenses are former Soviet lenses. Some that I have are from the Ukraine. But most of them are former Soviet lenses, and they're copies of the Carl Zeiss lens, because the Soviet when the wall was constructed after World War II, when the Berlin Wall went up and East and West Germany were separated, the Carl Zeiss factory, which was a German lens manufacturer of the best lenses, photography lenses, camera lenses, the best ones in the world, and they've been making those since the turn of the last century, right? So hand ground glass and just still incredible precision. And I don't know if they're not grinding those lenses by hand anymore, but so once the East and West Germany were divided, the Carl Zeiss factories went to the Soviet side, and they were no longer Carl Zeiss because that was a German guy. So they had to, West Germany had to build new factories, new Carl Zeiss factories. But all the old original models of these just incredible vintage lenses were on the Soviet side. And so they got renamed and remanufactured, Jupiter, Helios. And these lenses are really quite extraordinary for the price. And nowadays, they're more expensive than they used to be. But when I was buying them, they were not. I could pick up a Helios lens for like $20, like a good one. And I haven't checked in on my provider. I'm the guy who refurbished these lenses. This one's particularly beautiful. It's just crystal clear, and he made it a film lens. So he put like a blue sort of anamorphic filter inside the lens, and he gave it a focus ring that was, makes it very easy to focus when you're shooting video. But I'm thinking a lot about what's happening in Ukraine. People are fleeing their homes, and they're leaving behind their luggage to take their animals with them. Cats zipped up in their coats. And there's a 12-hour line to get across the Hungarian-Ukrainian border to refuge. And these are all seniors, women, and children, because the men of fighting age have been asked to stay behind and fight for their country, which means they're going to die for their country. Most of them will. And I have to tell you, I cannot take any more human misery. I was thinking, I don't have anything left here. I have my cats, but I don't have a job. Not really. I don't have a marriage. I backed the wrong horse. Got married to the wrong person. Oh, there were so many warning signs, so many red flags. Which, I suppose you could say the same about me, but I'm tired of taking responsibility for the death of this marriage. He never once went to therapy or wanted to work on himself or, wanted to go to therapy with me. It's never something he wanted to do. So I get to take the high road here and say, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yippee. Yippee. Anyway, people are dying in a war zone tonight, and I'm worried about the failure of my marriage. I just don't know where else to go or what to do because I don't have any money. The devastation of my childhood and my young adulthood and my adulthood, not my marriage, but my mother continued to drug me and sexually assault me whenever I would go home. Can you believe that? I would still go home. I'm smiling because the cat behind me is trying to get my attention. Usually we play at around this hour, and I'm doing that because I'm trying to get them used to human beings and being the other two, these other siblings to the one I was just petting, can't be touched because they've been traumatized by human hands. Me too. Same. And I realized that, posting this hurts my chances of getting other work. But honestly, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I cannot live like this. And if I don't say it out loud and call this for what it is and call her out, if I don't say something to someone who could believe me, who could just at least hold space for me, I might not survive the night. And that is not an exaggeration. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I thought about like if there was a refugee organization that provided aid in situations like this, that if they could pay for my flight, I would just go. I have an updated passport. I'll just go. What do you think of that? I don't mind being in an active war zone. Why not? What else have I got to lose? What else could possibly happen that would matter? If I die, I die. At least I die in service to someone else and not already suffering from the past, locked in a cycle of just fucking trauma. I don't know. Well, I think maybe I've said enough. Maybe I'll try to take some drugs and see if I can sleep. Or at least feel some kind of relief from this gut-wrenching anguish of violation and abuse and horror.